If you only hear one thing today, let it be this. You are on the right path. You are right on time. Don't stress over things you don't have control over. Everything will fall into place.
You too, truckers and trucker ladies worldwide. Yes, welcome back to the channel. It is your boy, your man, your Royals, the often imitated, never duplicated, the one and only Enrique Prince, also known as Prince the Trucker. Do me a solid before we get any further into the video, because we about to drop some gems for y'all. Make sure you pause, hit that like button if you are new here and you enjoy the content and the royal conversation. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't be afraid to get down in that comment section and let me know how you feel about what we're talking about, you know what I'm saying? Because as always, I'm just here for the motivation and inspiration for the situation. And I want to see everybody win. So this particular video is going to be about who is trucking for, right? I made a video, which is probably the second most viewed video on my channel, with a little over 17K views and almost 900 likes, something like that. I haven't looked at it for a minute, but it's on why I chose to be an OTR truck driver in 2025. And for those who are thinking about getting into the industry, I just want to give you a couple of talking points on if it's for you. I know it's for me, but is it for you? We're going to have a real conversation and see if trucking is for you in 2025, 2026. Let's get into it. All right, YouTube, Prince the Trucker, back again with another one, reporting live from the cab of the rig. You dig, today is July 28th, 2025. It's approximately 6:30 p.m. here in Indiana. Now, I just got done with a 2,200 mile trek all the way from California to Kentucky. I had 3 drops out here, knocked them all out, no problem this morning. And I actually have another pickup in Kentucky tomorrow, but I'm currently standing down in Indiana. So before I go in there and take my shower, my appointment time is until 1 p.m. tomorrow, a little bit afternoon. So I got a little bit of time to play with. And the reason I'm making today's video is because I want to make things a little clearer for the individuals that are just getting into trucking. You know, I get a lot of comments, a lot of questions, people that reach out and ask, should they do this? Should they do that? Now, I made a video here on the channel titled Why I Chose to Be an OTR Trucker in 2025. Is it for you? Now, if you haven't seen it, you might want to go check it out. It's probably, as far as trucking, my most viewed video. Matter of fact, it is my most viewed video. I think it's sitting somewhere around 18K with like 900 likes and a bunch of comments. Crazy. I get comments to this day. So what that tells me is there's a lot of people that really want to find out more information, even if it's basic, right? Not even going into the depths of the trucking industry, just from a basic standpoint. Prince the Trucker, will I survive trucking? If I get into this, what can I expect? So I've put together a list. By the way, if you haven't seen that video, make sure you check it out. Why Prince the Trucker chose to be an OTR driver in the year 2025. But yeah, I wanted to make kind of like more of a short guided video on who is trucking for from a basic standpoint, because there's basic things that you have to have, right, to even be able to adapt the mentality. See, a lot of people see things from the outside and they think, oh, I can do that. I'm just gonna hop in a truck and drive across the country and make all this money. Look, as I always tell y'all, sacrifices have to be made. That's what anything that you choose to do in life, but trucking is very, very unique. It has a lot of pros and it has some cons. To me, the pros outweigh the cons, and it's really dependent and subjective on your personality, your character, and what you're willing to adapt to. So I'm just going to go over some talking points. Sit back, relax. Let me know if any of these talking points are helpful to you. But this is pretty much what I think from a basic standpoint is going to let you know who trucking is for and if you fit into what we call the lifestyle. You dig? So let's get into it. Now I'm going to try to keep each one of these talking points at a minimum, so that way you can think about what I'm saying and see if it applies to you. Again, don't hesitate to talk about it down in the comment section if you have a question. My first point in helping you try to figure out if you're cut out for trucking is, are you self-motivated? Are you the type of person that can motivate yourself, right? Because trucking is one of those jobs where you don't have somebody in the cab with you. Unless you're team driving, which is a unique situation in itself. That's how I started off with Covenant. I was a team driver. You guys know this. But once you get into the truck by yourself, right? In a general sense, you don't have no one looking over your shoulder, right? The company that is investing in you, allowing you to put your foot in the door to deliver this product all across the country, there's nobody here telling you what to do, essentially, right? You have your phone. My tablet isn't set up like a normal Qualcomm where they can just send messages over and over. It's not like that, like a mega carrier. If anything, they'll just call me to death, right? But they don't even do that because I've kind of got the gist of things here by now. They pretty much leave me alone. But the main point is, are you self-motivated? That is very, very important. You have to understand that you are taking control of a $250,000 investment from the company, meaning the tractor, the trailer, and the product, right? There are hundreds and thousands of dollars that essentially not only is the company and the broker responsible for, but you're in that ecosystem, right? By being a licensed CDL transporting these goods all over the country, you have pretty much inputted yourself into a process that is worth billions of dollars. So you have to be self-motivated. Nobody is in this cab telling you what to do. Nobody's going to wake you up. Nobody's going to push you when you're tired, you have a stomach ache, you want to get a couple more hours of sleep. These are things that you have to figure out for yourself when it comes down to what role do you play in the operation of the company. And not only the company, but for your own personal goals, right? You have to be self-motivated every single day. It's like the military. I really relay trucking to the military because it's somewhat of a militant lifestyle, right? The only difference is, to be fair, you have way more freedom out here. I'm not gonna lie, like, trucking could be so beautiful if you have the proper plan and if you are disciplined enough to live the lifestyle that it requires. It is totally unique in the way that you execute the job. So that's one thing that you need to ask yourself. Are you the type of person that needs structure, a supervisor, a manager, someone to tell you what to do, someone to check up on you constantly, right? Or instruct you on where to go and how to do things? Because if you're one of those, I'm not gonna lie, trucking is going to be a lot harder. It's not gonna be impossible, but you're gonna deal with a lot more as far as the moves you make and the freedom that you have. If you're self-motivated, you alleviate a lot of what someone else can tell you on what to do, right? If you're getting up at the proper times, if you're making your load times, if you're trip planning properly, they really have no reason to contact you. So think about that. Are you self-motivated? Now, I can go further into that topic, but let's get into the next one. All right, here we go. The next thing that I want you to really, really think about is, do you love to use critical thinking and effectively communicate? Those two things are paramount when it comes to your experience in the trucking industry. All right, you have to be able to possess the ability to critically think on how to solve a problem and effectively communicate it to the proper people. If you're a driver, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Being out here on the road is a roll of the dice. Anything can happen. Tire can blow. You need a repair on the engine. You're cruising along. Things are going great. And then all of a sudden, right? Now your money's at a standstill. So you have to be able to critically think. You have to be able to stop time and get people to see what is important to you. And not only that, you have to be able to effectively communicate it so that you can get the result you desire. And that's on so many different levels, right? That's with your immediate company. That's with the shippers and receivers that you're dealing with. That's dealing with brokers that you might come in contact with. That's with the general public, the employees at the truck stop, all of these things. There's so many different variables. But if you're a person who finds that critically thinking and finding a solution to the problem and navigating an effective communication to get the result that you desire, a hard thing, yeah, you're going to have some trouble out here. This is why, YouTube, I love trucking. Because, as I've stated before, you're either going to find yourself in this process or you're going to lose yourself. If you can't effectively communicate and critically think about how to solve problems. Now, look, this is the beauty of it. You don't have to know everything. You just have to be able to critically think about, how do I get the ball back rolling? What is my solution? How do I effectively communicate, even to the people that are trying to run game on me? You dig what I'm saying? Like, the companies, we already know, for the most part, they don't have your best interest. Now, there are some companies that are working for. But if you're like me and you out here in the streets for real, then you'll see both sides of it. I've had the good slice of the pie and the dry slice, right? But I'm making the best of it. And the thing that's carrying me along is the fact that, hey, I can critically solve problems. I can articulate it in a way to where my communication is effective. And 9 times out of 10, they have really no choice but to handle it in the proper way. And I want you to think about that, because that's going to be very important for you. Can you critically think, and can you effectively communicate? All right, stay with me. We're going to get to the next one. All right, YouTube. This one's going to hit a little different, right? Are you financially responsible? And are you willing to sacrifice the now for the later? Think about what I said. All right? If you are young coming into this game, you have a tremendous advantage. If you don't have kids, if you don't have 2 cars and a motorcycle that you're paying out on, and all of these things, all of these debts essentially that you've created for yourself, and you're just hopping into a truck with no rent, no car note, your car's paid off, very minimum expenses, you are ahead of so many people, right? And even if you're an OG in the game and you understand this, listen, being financially responsible is very important. If you are going to live this life of being a trucker, now I'm speaking specifically for the OTR side of things because I'm on the road for 2 or 3 months at a time. So my goal is to eliminate daily expenses on the outside so that I can grind and hustle 2 to 3 months at a time and stack up this paper. Whatever your situation is, you have to figure out. And that's very, very important, right? Are you willing to live at work and be financially responsible? Are you willing to sacrifice all of the nice glitz and glamour that you might see everybody else enjoying because they worked hard for 2 weeks and then they're going out spending 85% of their check on top of their bills and responsibilities? Listen, the name of this game is to eliminate, especially nowadays, eliminate what you got going out and maximize what you have coming in. In today's game, that is how you're going to survive. Being financially responsible. Listen to what I'm telling you. You can make it in trucking. As a company driver, you don't have to be an owner-operator or lease driver to make money. If you have a good financial plan, you have more money coming in than you have coming out. I don't care who you are. That is always the blueprint and the format to having more currency. So that is a sacrifice you have to make. Are you willing to have a financial plan and live at work so that your future can see a lot of zeros and a lot of commas? Think about that for a second. I'm going to let it marinate. Got any questions? Ask me down in the comments below. Let's get to the next point. All right, YouTube. I'm going to bring one more talking point to the table. And I want you to really, really marinate on what I'm saying. With all the things that we talked about in this video, the last talking point is, are you willing to even accept the challenge of what trucking brings? And are you willing to develop a business and boss mindset for your life? That can go however you want it to. There's so many different ways to go about what I just said when it comes to trucking. Look, you want to be an owner-operator? You want to buy your own truck? Go into business for yourself? You can do that. If you want to use the company to lease, now I wouldn't suggest that, but I've never been in it, so it's hard for me to really give a suggestion. But based off of what I've learned and what I've seen, I wouldn't really go that route. But some people, they've been successful, right? If you want to be a company driver for 5 years with no liability and just run the miles and get this money, you can have it however you want. Straight like that. Whatever your goals and aspirations are, it can become a reality for you. But you have to accept the challenge. You have to develop a boss mindset for yourself. I'm telling you, no matter which level you come in at, no matter what height you go to, what you want to do is possible. Trucking, no matter what anybody tells you, is still a gateway to creating the reality that you want for yourself in 2025 going into 2026. But you have to really live this life. There's no halfway in, there's no halfway out. You have to be your own boss and know that there's a means to the end. Like I said, if you want to buy a truck, you've put into your mind you're going to drive for 5 to 10 years, however long it takes you to save up the money to open up a fleet, it can happen. If you're the type of person that says, you know what, I'm going to hop in a truck for 2 to 3 years, save up 40, 50 bands, and open up my own studio. I'm going to buy this high-grade PC and become a gaming streamer. Whatever you want to do, it can happen. For real. Ask any trucker that's doing well, ask them what their pockets looking like. They can do pretty much whatever they want to do. And that's the beauty of this game. That's what I'm trying to relay to you, is that if trucking is for you and you're able to make the sacrifices, see, that comes with being a grown man or a woman. When you separate from what you're used to and the life that you've been shown, the people that you've been around, and you have to separate from all that to create your own path, and you're a hustler, and you've got your own best interests in mind, you take control of your life. I'm telling you, trucking is one of those things that can really make a difference. People will say it all the time. Look, I watch YouTube when it comes to trucking. People are like, yo, I can't do it, I'm quitting. These dispatchers, these companies, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. I get it. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to me. I'm talking to the person who has it deep down inside, the spirit of a hustler who's going to get it done by any means necessary. That's who I'm talking to. If you know that you possess all of the things that we talked about in today's video to accomplish your goals, it'll happen for you. I'm telling you right now, that's going to be the separation between you and the crowd. Because you know what the crowd's going to do? They're going to get together and they're going to do the most comfortable thing. And they're going to try to build together no matter what that comes with. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in your situation, you might not have anybody to build with. You might not want to go through the stresses and the ups and downs of putting your time and future in other people's hands. What happens to you isn't dictated off of what someone else does. Nobody else gives you a role. You give your own self a position. That is the beautiful thing about trucking. If you can lay low, do the work, adapt to the lifestyle, have a plan, be financially responsible, communicate effectively, get the result that you want. Yeah, the future is very bright for you. So, with that being said, let me know if anything that we discussed in today's video was helpful to you. I'm about to get off of here. It is raining cats and dogs. I wish I can show you what is in front of me right now. Beautiful scene. But that's what I'm talking about. You have to be in the seat to see it. It is the often imitated, never duplicated, the one and only Enrique Prince, also known as Prince the Trucker. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. If you're not following me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok at Prince the Trucker. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Much love and respect. You do understand that though, right? I'm out of here. Peace.
If you only hear one thing today, let it be this. You are on the right path. You are right on time. Don't stress over things you don't have control over. Everything will fall into place.
Is that for Tori?